Hey everybody, welcome back to Marauders Live, or as I started calling it today, HML.
Oh,
that's what the kids are calling it.
is that what the kids are calling it?
Kids, all of the children who view this show, yes.
Oh man, wow. Yeah,
Yeah, we got a new intro. That was
great.
First time anyone else. I made that less than 5 minutes ago. Thank you.
It's an interesting shot of me just like walking away.
Yeah,
from my shelf. I was like,
the shot you should have used with Levi
what does
is
it give me?
when he does the Kramer entrance. You should have used that one. Next time.
I don't have all of the old streams, unfortunately, because I did a oops and I didn't download it in time, so I'm missing a good chunk of them. So I try to pull what I could. But anyway, that's the work in progress. As you can see, last week we had a different intro. This week it's slightly different. As I get more content, I'll add it in because there's a lot of like podcast stuff on there too. But
Aiden, good to see you.
Hey, Aiden, Millie, and Farm Boy. How's it going, guys?
A question for the panel. How far is everyone here into Rising Storm?
about chapter 14 or so.
Probably won't be talking about it.
Chapter 8.
That's how far.
No spoilers.
I
know you're itching.
I've not touched it.
The last time we talked, which was on the comic show, I was
the book club
11 chapters in. I am now 47 chapters in. The book
Wasn't that
really
2 days
takes
ago?
off.
Mr. Reed's over here.
It really took off, guys. It's
Yeah.
really good. I was
Mr.
kind of
Bookworm.
throwing
His literacy on us.
some
Let's get him.
down.
Yeah.
I was
What a
throwing some
nerd.
shade on it. Throwing some shade, but I really turned on the old read.
What are you, a nerd?
Yeah. something
Jamie,
like
I
that.
think
Look,
Jamie
look.
has the
Hey, so
best reading
all
strength.
new nerd?
It's like it's in the branding or something.
No.
I'm
no,
Jamie's
no, it
downfall
can't
with
be
reading,
that.
though.
It can't.
I always distract her. So
Yeah, AJ does always distract me from like reading. But really, when you guys were recording the High Republic reading in book club so far, I skipped the first episode because I was finishing Into the Dark, and I'm pretty sure I read it within like 1 day, and then I launched right into Rising Storm. So
yeah, you're 15 chapters into that, and we were like, what
Yeah,
the
I know.
hell?
You
I still need
you
to
weren't
finish
even
that.
started when I started, and now you're like way ahead of me.
yeah,
So.
I haven't touched it since whenever you recorded that like 3 days ago. So
I kind of slowed down on the High Republic a little bit. I took a break.
Welcome back.
I'm obsessed with podcasts, but
You and Farm Boy both.
I apparently got some work to do.
Ooh, we're
It's
farm, so we gotta
fantastic.
jump
so
in.
good.
You
It's
gotta
so
do
good.
it.
love
the
it.
least
We're
experienced
definitely-
in the High Republic out of this group. Well, definitely. No, it's not even a
Check out
question.
Light of the Jedi first. I think that's
Yeah.
definitely like the intended starting point.
That's
Yeah.
the-
yeah,
May
yeah.
I suggest
Kidding.
the audiobooks? If you seem to like listening to podcasts while you do things, the
Yeah.
audiobook
If
is
you're-
like the perfect
yeah.
thing to do.
If
It
you
is.
feel like you don't have the time to read it, the audiobooks are really, really high quality overall. The way they're produced, the way that they're narrated.
Yeah.
All of the High Republic stuff so far is just literally word for word read, like the regular book. But there is an audio play coming out in the fall, right? Tempest Runner, which is going to be
Runner.
really, really exciting.
Lorna,
Pumped
my
about
girl.
that. Lorna D.
Lorna D. Lorna
The
D.
Queen.
Dude,
Lorna
Lorna
Dune.
Dune. I keep messing that up.
There.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Huh?
That'd be cool.
She's what?
what did you say? She's
What is
narrating, or she's?
No,
part
no,
of it?
it's going to be an audio play. It's going to be an audio
Oh,
play,
okay.
so
Character
fully
from her
fully
perspective.
voice
Yeah,
acted
Yeah,
with a
Lorna
full
D is
cast.
a fake person, and Lorna
fake
Dune is a cookie,
Oh.
not a
Okay.
person. So.
The cookie's narrating the.
Johnny, she's the one on the cover with the axe that you like.
She's the
Yeah,
Twi'lek.
yeah.
Rising
Yep.
Storm. It's so good. I'm so excited to keep going.
I
with it,
thought you
too.
said Laura
Me too.
Dern for a second, and I was like,
Oh,
what?
Laura Dern.
Oh,
Laura
no,
Dern
I
could
got
play
mixed
Lorna
up.
D. That's not out of
That'd
the
be cool.
question.
I
She
think
could
it
have that
definitely is out of
energy.
the question. What?
It's out of the question because she's already.
It
in the
is out
Star
of the
Wars
question, sadly.
Very much out of the
It's fine.
Well,
They can
anyway,
make
let's talk
that-
about the Bad Batch,
Anyways.
guys. Let's I want to talk about the Bad Batch.
Big bitch.
Yeah, that is why we're here.
So
Don't
this
hold
is
that against me.
Favorite show.
so this is a spoiler alert for episode 10, Common Ground of season 1, episode 10 of the Bad Batch. There it is.
There it is.
Discuss.
Yet another gorgeous,
Another
if not
exciting episode.
a gorgeous planet yet again.
Rex.
Oh yeah, Raxus is great. Looked great.
Gorgeous.
I
Much better than it
The
did.
trees were so good.
this episode was definitely more character focused, and I specifically really enjoyed the B plot with Omega.
Yeah, there was a B
As
plot.
well as
Good Rain Man.
we can
Rain
talk
Man
about it
B
later,
plot.
but the ATTE escape,
Yeah.
I thought
Well-
was really awesome.
Yeah, I mean they literally pulled the same thing from like Battlefront 2. It was the same exact thing where they're on the
Yeah.
planet, they're
A-
hacking into the
AT-ATs,
security
yeah.
cameras, and then they steal
right.
a walker and escape. It's like the same thing as
Mm.
Battlefront 2. I was sitting there like,
Except
True.
Except Del Mico wasn't like in a casino playing.
That's true.
Winning a bunch
Little
of stuff.
differences.
Dell's gonna Dell.
Do we know that for sure?
No, we don't.
Unconfirmed. Yeah, we had a little bit of a Dejarek's Gambit going on with
I love
Omega.
I
all
don't
of that.
understand.
That was-
how
Who do you
hard-
think won, Hunter
Okay,
or
I was
Omega
gonna-
at the end?
Like,
Oh,
to this
Omega.
day,
Omega.
in a landslide.
that game
You
is
know
just,
Hunter's gonna let her win, even
you
if
just
he is
press
better.
the button and it does something different every time. Like what are they
Yeah,
doing?
I was going to ask that. Does
Explain
anybody
the
know
game.
how to play Dejarik?
Someone explain it.
Like,
No,
no.
Ever
So,
since
like,
the OG,
I can play Sabak, but I can't play Dejarik.
No,
So
Yeah,
Sabak
Dejarik-
Farm Boy knows
has-
how to play.
I don't think.
There's-
nonsense.
they sell like they sell it at Galaxy's Edge, so there has to be rules.
That's
Right.
true.
That's
Did this
right.
game follow
It's a
the
little
rules?
different because
I
it's
don't
with
know.
like actual.
Maybe-
Yeah, it's a
Maybe that
Yeah.
control scheme box is like, maybe there's a different version on the Millennium Falcon table. I haven't really examined it from like a how am I trying to play this perspective. Just always too enamored whenever I get to see like an actual Dejarik build. But I'm curious if like that's the difference of using a PS3 versus an Xbox One controller. Like
Could
that
be.
different control scheme, and maybe Omega just knows how to pick it up.
Yeah,
I
the Falcon
love
table's
seeing-
like an Atari. Go
I
ahead.
love seeing. No, I was just
Just
yeah, it
some
is.
buttons.
I was just gonna say I love seeing the duo of. I wrote it down. Bolo and Catch, the two guys that are just in
Oh, yeah,
Sid's bar.
I love
I,
them.
Thorian
I
and the
love
Weequay.
them. They're so good.
Yeah.
I
You wanna
love
take this
how
outside?
literally in this episode though, like Sid like makes Omega mad, and they're both just like, really? Why
Yeah,
you
they
did
shake
this to
their
a kid?
heads.
It was perfect. Because it's almost like they're like raising her as well. Because they're just like, hey, we like this little kid. Like, why are you bossing her around? It's
I mean,
fantastic.
they're the only two people who will consistently come to the bar.
Omega,
Yeah,
they're the
apparently.
barflies.
Yeah,
the
it's
Lenny
funny.
and
Like,
Carl.
how does Sid afford that? Because it's just like there's nobody comes in there. I just think it's funny.
I mean, she does jobs.
It's a front.
She does
It's-
for other
it's a
business.
It's a
front.
front.
It's
Yeah.
a front.
The-
It is
the-
All
basically-
front.
They're the Cliff and Norm of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
bar. Of
The most is
Reaffirmance
like, if
bar.
you will.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that it's
Um,
become. I like that it's become a bar show. Like we have a consistent bar. Although that's probably going to end now that they've paid off their
I
debt.
don't think anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was going to bring up. We got some really good character development for Sid in this episode. Now we're probably
Yeah.
going to be like saying goodbye to her.
Yeah,
I
because
think we'll see her
Omega
next week,
pulls
though.
off. She
Probably.
yeah, I think at least next week because even though Omega pays off the debt, they're still there, and obviously that senator needs to be dealt with. Either he has to get transported somewhere, or I don't know,
Dealt
he needs to pay,
Definitely.
yeah, or dealt with. Yeah, who knows? So like all that needs to happen. I love in general though. You just mentioned we had the most character development for Sid, because she calls half of the batch, addresses them by their nicknames. So Goggles, Dark and Broody, Bandana, Tiny, all in the beginning, and then at the end she calls Omega. She doesn't call her
Yeah,
Tiny.
right.
She calls her
straight
my
up is like,
friend,
oh,
too.
Omega did this, and it's like
Don't you
She-
mess with my friend.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think that Sid is the devil when
No.
it comes to the Devil's Deal breakdown. People have really been saying that. I just
Good
don't
point.
see, I don't see Sid
Yeah.
being that devil.
I always.
There's no way.
It's funny. I always trusted Sid. It was like only like what a couple episodes ago. I was like, maybe not. But I always felt like she was a good character. I don't know. Like
She
you could
says
just-
she
trust
says
her.
not to trust her, but like it's weird. Like I do.
She
still.
worked for the Jedi, you know? She was a Jedi informant, so
Yeah.
she had to be
She saw profit
some
in it,
level.
though.
Yeah.
Like
on
I think
some
she-
level of
Yeah.
Paragon.
She definitely started out very credit focused, and I think if anyone is going to, it does kind of make sense that she might, given the right amount of money, and it would be very painful for her, but she still might do it. Because like I think this base on Ord Mantell, they have to get their cover blown at some point. This is too easy for them to just like, oh well, we narrowly avoided them. Just hop on back to Ord Mantell again.
Yeah, they're going back there too much. It's a
This is a good point.
Garel
Aiden brings
moment.
up. Yeah, I've noticed they stun a lot of them, and then
Yeah.
like the scene, Jamie and I laughed at it when Wrecker's throwing the bodies out the side. He's like, they're
Oh
gonna
my
feel
God.
that tomorrow. So yeah,
Those
they,
guys might be dead. Like,
Those guys are dead.
Yeah.
like what is
Yeah.
he?
Plastisteel only.
No, what do you
takes
mean?
so
What do you
much
mean?
shock.
Dead? Those guys are dead as hell.
Why would they be
Like,
dead?
That's about a 20.
What do you
foot drop.
mean? Why? Are
Just
they-
because they got thrown out the side?
That's
Oh,
not
I
very.
thought you meant on Braca when Wrecker threw them out the side of the.
Oh no,
Venom.
in this
Those
episode.
guys
No,
are
when
dead.
they yeeted them
He
out.
was throwing them
in
out
this
TE.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does that
Ah.
for like a split second.
Yeah,
It's like
no,
a
I don't
20-foot
think those
drop.
guys are
That would
dead.
just be
No,
a.
those
It was
guys are
like
concussion
Jamie and I's
almost.
highlight of the episode. We were laughing hard at that one.
My highlight of the episode was one droid named GS8. Oh,
Oh, she
my
was great.
god, I loved this protocol droid,
Yeah,
and
he was
just
great.
GS8 and her vase. Like she was so proud of
Rest
saving
in
this
peace.
one vase, and the senator's just like, "You."
Yeah,
I
you
hate
remember,
that thing.
you remember when we were watching the trailer and you were just like, freeze on the droid, freeze on the droid.
Yeah, I
you're
want to
like,
know about the
It was
droid.
worth it.
Look,
It was
look.
worth the hype.
I was hoping
Every-
that the droid
That
would
droid
stick
was cool.
around
That droid was cool.
to be
It
their
still
droid.
might.
Yeah,
It might.
I hope so.
Because the way that the episode ends is the senator and GS8 go to talk
Let's
with
talk
Sid, and so
King.
like we don't know what that's gonna deal with. And it seemed like that droid really liked them as well, and like they made it a huge point of everyone not trusting GS8 as well.
Is Gonki
like,
gonna be
hunters and
replaced
droids.
though?
Gonki
don't
was
want
in this
that.
episode. I
Gonki
just gotta
was.
say that as
He
well.
was in
They're
this
all
episode. He had a
just
few
chilling in
lines.
the cockpit, and Gonki's
Yeah.
in the back, like, "Hey,
He was
everybody,
part of the- he was
where's
part of the
Omega?
crew.
What's going on?"
Yeah, they didn't
Well-
feel like leaving Gonki behind.
I have
Just
a fun.
Omega.
I have a fun fact about GS8 though. So I did a little research because like I thought her voice sounded familiar, but it turned out not familiar enough. But so GS8 was voiced by Sian Clifford, and I have a fun fact of how she actually already has a connection to Star Wars. You ready for this? So Sian Clifford was in the show Fleabag. She played Phoebe Waller-Bridge's older sister, who is the main character in Fleabag. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is L337. They
Wow.
both played droids.
All right,
Isn't that awesome?
That's so cool.
That's some good research.
that is cool.
Yeah,
That's a
little,
cool.
little things, and I guess they kind of sound similar enough, which makes
Yeah,
sense if they
I hear
played
that.
sisters on another show. So it's a good time.
That's a
It's a
good
good
call.
time.
Good
That is an
research.
RA7.
Yeah,
It's
very
Yeah.
good.
just,
We
it's
didn't
just 'cause-
get that one, so that was good. That's good stuff.
It's just because
That
I
was
was like,
good.
this sounds familiar, and I've never watched Fleabag actually, but I wanted
It
to.
did
It's
sound
apparently it's a
familiar.
good show.
That makes sense.
Anyway,
I do love the design of the Imperial RA7 droid.
Yeah,
Like
they
that's
look
one of
like
my
Yes.
favorites.
bugs.
They do. It's great.
in white. It was so cool, so clean.
Yeah, that's why
Mhm.
I wanted to pause on it in the trailer. I was like, oh, white RA7.
No, I
looks
don't know. I
interesting.
still don't understand why you're so obsessed with it. But that's it.
Hey, we like
It's
droids.
Cool
up there.
looking.
Like droids.
What was your fascination with it, AJ? Just because it looked cool. I mean, it did look cool. It's fair.
Well, my fascination, honestly, in the trailer was I was like, oh, maybe they get a droid.
Yeah, it was.
That was
funny
my
oh,
thing.
you thought it was the batches.
because it was
They
just like
already had
a back shot. It was like a behind
besides
shot of just the
Gonki.
droid in the corner.
I mean-
and AJ was like, "Look at it! Look at it! It's a droid!" I was like, ah,
There's
Besides
still a
Gonki.
chance that they could recruit it. I don't know why,
Coincidence?
but
I think not.
look, every single Star Wars crew has a droid, and like the batch has Gonki, obviously, but he doesn't
Yeah.
leave the ship. He's just a Gonk droid. Like a Gonk droid can't do much. And I know Matt would want to bring up a power trip, but like Gonk droids can't
Just
do
a
as
Gonk
much.
droid. May I remind you, in Power Trip, that little Gonk droid saves the day, and that's the whole.
Should I
message.
grab
He
our Gonk
pilots an
droid?
X-wing.
AJ, yeah, if you want. But
Just give
so,
me a
so
match,
yeah,
I'll be
like the batch needs a droid. Every single crew ends up having a droid of some sort, and that's I guess if anything,
Gotta.
one big thing that the show is missing so far is a droid traveling with them, like interacting more than just Gonki, just like
well, going
Tutting
off
around.
the ship and just talking, yeah.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
god, that's so good.
Amazing.
this is
Oh,
a
he
total
walked away.
non sequitur. A total
Go
non
for it.
sequitur. But while I
Let's all
have
go together.
Matt here, I
Just
wanted
get
to
my
mention,
workout in.
I wanted to mention something
That was great. Thank you,
about
AJ.
Rising Storm. This isn't too much of a spoiler.
Oh,
But did
Jesus.
you notice? No, it's non sequitur, but you'll see. Did you
Okay.
notice? Because I know Matt is the sequel Alien guy. I mean, he
Oh,
made
I told
three-
them.
three great videos. Did you notice when you first read it that the Cyclorians or whatever, or the little
No,
bug men?
you were the one who yeah. AJ was telling me this today, and I was pissed
He
because
was.
I didn't include them in my
In
sequel.
the video, yeah, I know.
I
you
didn't do
work
that.
in
I was-
the video, yeah.
I would have definitely. Oh my god, I have to. Maybe I'll make another one.
And
I don't
later on, there's
The ones
another
you missed.
alien. There's another alien from Trost. It's like an Orzelian or something. They're like the kind
Yeah.
of Twi'lek looking people.
Yeah.
You see him on Kajimi, the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Oh
there
my
too.
God. No,
I'm
dude,
like,
that
I'm like, I don't think Matt put this in his video. And
what
I'm
a
like,
catch! No, I didn't. I have to.
This is a Trost connection, and I know Matt loves the sequel aliens.
I do. I love the
glad you
sequel
called it out.
aliens.
This
I'm a
is an
fraud.
atrocity.
I messed up.
I'm a fraud. Yeah, you're gonna need. I'm gonna need you to get your license back.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
get my Star Wars.
so the video.
Take back your Star Wars
Fraud.
credentials. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to point out one thing. I absolutely love that senator's chops.
Yeah,
As a- as a
he
mutton
reminded me
chop
of you.
Connoisseur
Eggman.
myself.
He's egg.
Those
I
are some
must
sporting
say,
chops.
Matt,
Yep.
that's your celebration cosplay. We
Yeah.
gotta get you the monocle. The
Oh my god, the
Oh my
monocle,
God,
Is
I-
Monaco a
hat.
hologram?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
was like,
that
oh,
little
that's
sign on the
cool.
side.
It
What is
was
the
a
point of
hologram,
that?
right? Okay.
Yeah, it was
What
Google
kind of
Glass.
stick?
How do you
I love that.
hologram glasses?
Yeah.
How does that work?
You
I
can
don't
like a
know.
string of LEDs
It just
around
works.
and then
It
use like
works.
blue acrylic glass.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
doable.
definitely.
It's doable. You just won't be able to see out of that eye.
No,
Yeah,
I won't be
yeah,
able to
it's
see it all because I
It
won't
looks
be able to wear
cool.
my
It
glasses,
looks cool.
and I'm
That's what matters.
absolutely blind without
You
them.
should definitely wear an eye patch underneath that. Oh,
Why
yeah.
the glasses? Big Velma vibes. That character was
No
like a
glasses.
Velma crossed with Dr. Eggman.
He was awesome.
Yeah,
He was
Dr. Eggman.
He was for the people. I like that guy. I like that guy.
He was
even though he's
Senator
a
Sting.
even though he's a Confederate.
There's
Right.
classic separatist
Which was-
vibe.
which was
I mean, like
interesting.
we saw in the episodes where Ahsoka visited, like they're not all bad, they're not all Dooku, and especially this guy is very much like the good-hearted part
Yeah,
of the Confederacy.
increasingly, as time moves on from the Clone Wars, the whole point is that the Separatists, like the actual Separatists, are like the good guys. They're like,
Yeah.
no. So I don't know.
Yeah.
They do. A lot of them do turn into the rebels. You
Right.
know.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you gotta. I mean, they were technically rebels to begin with, but and they're not really wrong. The Republic does kind of suck in the prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're very
you're
not
stagnant
wrong.
at that point. I mean, like
Yeah.
The low
Princess
Republic.
Amidala did not go all the way to that Senate. To
Yeah, right. The Queen
have
shows
us
up.
bogged
She's like,
down in the
guys,
committee.
my planet's under attack. Can you guys help me? And they're like,
Let's have a vote.
That's pretty rude. We're gonna
let's
have
check this
to
out.
we're gonna
I
have to
don't know.
talk for a week about how rude that was and
Yeah, dudes.
whether or not that's a legit thing to say.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, freaking
Yeah.
Seafried.
Did you say Siegfried? Guys, Get Smart is like one of my all-time favorite movies.
Smart
Just
is
throwing
so
that out there.
He played what's his name? Valorum. The guy
Yeah.
who plays Valorum plays
Right.
Finis.
Siegfried.
My boy
No way.
Finis.
Yeah, Finis
That guy's still
Valorum.
alive?
I love Get Smart.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there
The
another
actor.
Like 2008.
Valorum Chancellor at some point in canon? I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah, in the High Republic.
past.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that?
No, it's not the High Republic. It's Master and Apprentice. Master and Apprentice. There's a Valorum. I feel like being referenced.
Yeah.
Was it
It wasn't-
the
Yeah,
same
because he
Valorum?
was chancellor during that.
Who was the Chancellor in Master and Apprentice again? What was her name?
Well, there's
Wasn't
she's a
wasn't it?
Chagruta during Master and Apprentice, but like the political dynasty of the Valorums is like being established at that point.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it wasn't the same guy in Master and Apprentice?
No, it's like
And
his
Qui-Gon
dad.
goes to see him? Okay. That would make sense.
What's? Oh, that's gonna bug me. Who's the
But he was like being
Uh,
groomed for the role.
Tarsis Valorum. But
Tarsis Valorum?
Okay.
Yeah.
He appeared in Tarkin. You mentioned. Okay, not him.
You know what was pretty funny? Echo sniffing the popcorn.
Oh,
Yeah. There
What
was
is
so
he
many
doing?
funny moments in this. Why was he sniffing it?
So I
Yeah,
have a
well-
theory. Right? So like he was hooked up to a machine for about like a year and a half, right? His stomach is probably totally screwed up. So I would assume that like he literally can't have like normal food,
Ah,
or
no,
if he
the
does,
Valorum-
he has to limit it.
Valorum. That
I'm
might be
not talking
from
about
Plagueis.
Valorum.
That might be from Plagueis. I'm sorry.
Levi's
talking about
struggling.
Echo.
No way.
This is what
Yeah.
Levi does.
We're
We're
He's-
talking about
about
Echo.
Echo. We're talking about sniffing popcorn
We're talking
because
about
Echo
popcorn,
doesn't
yeah.
know if he can eat it
That's
or
the
not.
popcorn from
Oh.
Galaxy's Edge, right? That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
variation. You can't
It
tell
is.
me.
It's
Yeah.
It's a variant.
Right.
It's a variant.
It's a variant.
The
Look,
TVA
I-
allows it.
Okay, whoa, TVA. Yeah.
It is Plagueis. I'm confusing the two guys.
If Echo
You're
eats the
supposed to learn?
popcorn, the
I'll
TVA
Google it.
shows up.
I'll Google it
Yeah.
later, Levi. I'll figure that out. What I'm thinking of. It's definitely not Plagueis because I've never read Plagueis, nor do I know anything about Legends really. So
Speaking
Right.
of
I don't know what I was
Loki, someone pointed out that the costume design, that the collars on Mobius's jacket, the lapels are inverted, so they're underneath the rest of the jacket instead of being over the jacket, and their
Whoa.
collars actually go into the seam of their shirt.
Yeah.
And it's all I can think about now. And
I was
I'm
going to
like,
say, what is that?
How'd
Yeah,
you
they
do
got like
I
a really
looked
long
it up.
collar.
That's all I can think about. I can make it.
I like it.
We can make it a Star Wars reference though. I guess minor spoilers for episode 4 of Loki. Baby Sylvie or little girl Sylvie is the same actress that was Baby
Rey.
Ray in The Force Awakens,
Yeah.
Kaylee Fleming.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Li-
wow.
Literally
Noodle arm
the very first
Okay.
like shot of the episode. I'm just like that's Judith from The Walking Dead. Oh my gosh, that's Baby Ray.
Noodle
Oh my
arm
gosh,
Rey.
that's Kaylee Fleming. And then like it's just so
Wow.
cute to like actually
What a
see her
career
on
so
screen.
far.
So,
How old is
yeah,
Yeah, seriously.
3 huge
Yeah.
things.
Oh.
Could you imagine just vibing with your toys and then you just get
And
taken
then just
away?
yoink.
Yeah.
Anyway.
yeah, right.
Bad
Back to
batch.
Raxus.
Bad batch. Back to
Bad
Raxus.
match.
I was like trying to. I was
Back to
getting
Echo
confused
sniffing.
because of Force Unleashed.
Echo
but, like,
sniffing.
So they were technically on Raxus Secundus, and
Yeah.
Raxus Prime is the jump
Yes.
planet.
Thank you, because I could have
Oh,
sworn that
yeah.
Raxus Prime was a thing. I'm sitting there like,
I
this
checked
is
it in
Raxus
canon.
Prime.
That's
I
It
hate
just
that
says
They weren't on
Trash
Prime,
Planet.
though.
That's all it says.
I
You're
hated
talking about,
that
I'm
place.
sorry, my
Oh, it's the
brain,
worst
my brain
mission.
hurts. Are you talking about the Force Unleashed? Yeah, that's the difference.
In
Raxus
canon,
Prime from-
you can check it, and it will say, at least on Wikipedia, it says that it just says Trash Planet for Raxus Prime.
Ooh.
and
Trash.
Raxus Secondus
Trash.
is the
Aiden
one that
brings
we
up-
see in Clone Wars.
Something
Oh
Jamie
yes,
tweeted
the
out
best
earlier.
thing. Oh yes.
Oh,
so,
yes.
The best thing. Literally. So Echo says, "Live to fight another day." To the senator,
To
Senator
a
Avi.
separatist.
And yeah, and it's just like, oh my god, Echo developed a lot this episode alone, which
volume.
it's
I felt like he's been really underutilized, and I want to see more
I do
from
too.
him.
Agreed.
Like-
Because
Yeah.
it's just
Want
like he
more.
just like it's like he's part of the Bad Batch. None of
Yeah.
his backstory really matters as much. I'm like, but
this mission alone.
But he's,
I
like,
feel like really,
Maybe
really
the most
tested him.
interesting.
100%.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
got
Like-
all this trauma he still needs to work through.
Yeah.
The
I just-
funniest thing about him saying "live to fight another day" is that's exactly what Hardcase says right before he dies,
Right.
sacrificing
I
himself
didn't
for
even.
the
I
Umbara
don't know how I
campaign.
didn't even pick that up.
Echo's not there for
Yeah.
that.
It's
Echo was
neat.
never there for that. And
Yeah.
so it's just like, is this like, this must be like a saying that like the 501st had, like just speaking to each other. Because I think that Rex might also say it sometime in Rebels. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just so heartbreaking that we're getting references to Hardcase and we barely got a sniff at Fives.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
I don't
seems
think
like
it's
something. That seems like something.
Going
Anakin
back to
would
the
impart
Echo
the
sniffing, I like
501st.
that. Jamie, that was good.
Little sniff. Little sniff. Look, I'm not even kidding. AJ was streaming earlier video games, and so I was rewatching the episode like up here, and like I paused like of Echo like sniffing the popcorn, and the shot is just so funny because Echo has the worst face, and Omega's just like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And Tech's just staring at him like, "What is the play here? What are you doing? What is happening?" And it's just
Dude, Tech and his
A lot of
exposition. He's literally just a Wikipedia machine.
oh my god,
Yeah.
Oh my god, Tech.
I love
like
it.
last night in the reaction. I called him Mr. Wikipedia.
Just,
Yeah.
just
Kinda
let
like-
him talk. Just
Oh,
let
It
him
reminds me of
speak.
3PO because they're like, oh,
Yeah,
just shut up.
he
We don't
is.
care.
Literally.
See, so they do have a droid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
Man,
Echo's
all
kind of a
this tech
droid too.
hate.
in a
Yeah,
way.
he does fill that role. Yeah.
Look,
Echo,
look.
I think Echo would be the closest, but
Echo
Yeah.
and Tech
No.
combined are the droid because Tech has the brain that's the droid, and Echo is
Techo.
literally the body of the droid.
come on. Yeah.
He's also got
Yeah.
this. He's also got the wrench hand.
I noticed
Oh, yeah.
that. at,
Which when the heck
he's
is he
supposed to
getting
get-
his hand?
He's supposed
Yeah.
to get he's supposed to be in
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget by the end of the show. He's supposed to get all these different
He's
I
gonna
don't
get it
know.
last episode.
configurations,
I don't know
and we
if
haven't
Go
gotten
go
that yet.
gadget stun blaster.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is
It's so cool.
Man.
at some point during this
I want it.
episode. I noticed that Echo had like an extra like stripe like on like his like mechanical arm, and I don't know if it was there before. I might just not have noticed it, but like it clearly noticed it this episode. Not that like Jack's analyzing collars and like Loki. I'm always like looking at everything like that.
You're like freeze framing on sniffing pop.
Popcorn, and then I'm like, oh, this is a really good view of Tech's armor here. And then I'm like,
Hold on.
what am I doing?
But when his nostril exhales on this one, you can clearly see a piece move, and that's good detail.
When Wrecker puts down Omega, a piece of
animation.
popcorn falls out of the box. Not that I really like noticed it that closely, but I did.
I love Wrecker's
Yeah.
big brother energy when Hunter was like,
Yes.
"How dare you pay off our debt and totally kick ass? I'm very pissed at you." And then Wrecker's like, "Dude,
That was good.
the hell?"
Dude, Record shoulder.
Then he shoulder bumps him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, look.
That's how Hunter knew he messed up. He was like, "Ooh, I pissed off Wrecker."
And also him just like holding Omega, I think, is the funniest thing on his shoulder. You just
Yeah, I love that.
That was
That
great.
is-
I loved all
They're such a
of
good
that.
Yeah.
Like they all had to help like make sure she didn't like fall over too. And I'm like,
Yeah.
look at
I
this.
love Omega.
I
know-
loved.
I was gonna say, do we
Go
know?
ahead.
I was gonna go back to Raxus overall. Like, do we know what happens to Raxus, like during the Empire times and whatnot? Is there any knowledge of that?
other lore.
Because I really want to see it in live action. I think it would be beautiful.
Yeah.
And like a lot of
Oh my
those
God.
streets look like something you'd see. I mean, you'd have to make it look a little futuristic, but they did that with the subway station in London for Rogue One. So
Yes.
I could see like in Europe them shooting in some city and having it look like that. I don't know why, but I was like, oh, I could see this
Yeah,
in Andor
I
or
thought-
something.
Yeah, and like I thought it was like I know they're not obviously they're different planets, but I think like it was kind of reminded me of Naboo in certain parts too, especially with those
Absolutely.
streets like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that would be really cool. I think that I would love to see that. So
I'd love for them to incorporate it somehow. It looked very earthy at some points, but you could tell it was uniquely Star Wars, which is just always fun.
definitely.
So from what I can see, it
Scalp.
looks like
Yeah.
Scamp.
what do you call it?
Link.
Tarkin.
Yes.
Tarkin made an example of a nearby moon that was part of the Confederacy, and to make an example and like to force planets like Raxus and Utapau into line. And so
Utapau.
then they got
Utapau.
mined for resources.
Pull up Aiden's comment if you would, because he
Oh, good
brings
call.
a point I was talking about earlier. When's Ballast going to show up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ballast, Devil's Steel.
I think
We're
he's
talking
chilling
about
with
this,
Rex.
Captain Ballast.
He
He's
must
part of
be.
Rex's army.
Crew.
New
Like,
clone.
we've
We've never seen this guy
that?
except for the figure.
No, yeah.
What is
Imagine,
the deal?
imagine if he
I
just
wonder
doesn't
what
show
happened.
up and I
What
got
is
this
this?
useless clone figure. I'm like, what do I do with him?
Yeah.
No
We're gonna see
clone is
Rampart
useless.
again.
Okay, so I shouldn't
Able to
feel
pick it
bad
up?
for not knowing who he is.
Yeah,
Who,
no.
Dallas?
No,
No,
he's
he
new.
doesn't-
You
he
shouldn't
hasn't
feel
appeared
bad
yet.
because he
He's just a
hasn't
toy.
existed yet.
Yeah.
Homework,
toy.
Camino.
He's just
you
a
don't
figure.
say.
Yeah.
It's literally just an action figure.
A clone
we
from
thought
Camino.
we thought that he was gonna be
Hey,
in this
Brent, how's it
in this
going, man?
episode. Brent,
How was your nap? Good nap.
Okay.
Do you have any
Back-
Gummy dreams?
So this episode though, I loved seeing the Batch actually like perform as a stealth unit because we haven't really like seen something like that in the series, and like
Yeah.
that's literally what their role is to get
Yeah.
in, get out, and do the job.
Yeah.
And we finally got to like see it like pretty much almost flawlessly, even though they like destroyed like a walker in the process, which is
Very little
ridiculous.
intel.
Pretty flawlessly. They destroyed half the city. Pretty flawlessly.
Well,
Yeah,
that
they,
was
they
such
did
a
the
good-
job.
That was a
Okay.
great
Yeah.
move, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they stealthily got through. They took over that ATTE.
And that's
Um,
Aiden, yeah, why they were stunning too. It's because it's like like it'd be a bad look
True.
if they were sneaking up on people, just killing them. In the past, when they've been killing,
We're in
even-
clones too.
Even when they
I-
got
wouldn't-
into
They're supposed
even
to
when
be
they got
ghosts
into like the
for this.
firefight, they were still shooting stun blasts
Yeah.
instead of
I
regular
think
blaster
backs
bolts.
to the wall. If they're premeditating the mission, they're going to set their blasters to stun. But
the only times
maybe-
they've been
Right.
killing them is when they've been like in dire situations. They're under attack. When Crosshair says, "Aim for the kid," you know, like
Yeah. 'Cause
situations.
they
like
don't
that.
obviously they don't want to kill their brothers, even though they are still kind of under.
But if you're
not-
quick drawing,
not
you
their
don't have
brothers
time
at the
to
same
switch
time.
it.
It's yeah.
yeah.
I loved
Um,
everything with the ATTs. It was so cool. I feel like we haven't seen them in so long, and I was so happy.
Why
to-
the hell did
what
the
an
Empire get
awesome
rid of
I
them?
mean,
They're
That-
so
I know, they're
I don't know,
great.
they're so
they're so
cool.
much better than an
And
AT-AT
cool.
because they could go
That's
through
true.
cities.
Could you
Like, what the
imagine
hell
if
you
those
guys
were
do?
blowing up on
Cannon.
Hoth? Could you
Oh, yeah,
imagine
like-
that?
Holy crap.
They wouldn't have.
Well,
they wouldn't have.
I don't
I
know.
can see him
I don't know
settling.
because
Yeah.
they're clearly their armor isn't nearly as good as
it's
an
strong,
AT-AT.
yeah. It's just
And-
Yeah.
They can reinforce that. Come on.
They should have
can-
kept the ATTE or modified it for cities, absolutely, because we see AT-ATs in cities, and it's like, guys,
I mean,
where
they
you-
did
where you
for a
parking
time.
this?
'Cause here it is. There's the
But no.
Empire using it. Yeah.
but like as they phased out the clone
Yeah.
troopers, they phased this out too. But we see this is perfect for those alleyway shots because the turret is totally separate, like an actual tank from the actual positioning of the body of the thing.
I loved while they were navigating through the streets, and the senator is just literally, you have to trust me on this. And Tech just looks at Hunter, but he doesn't like acknowledge like if he trusts himself. He just looks at Hunter, and Hunter nods, like allowing it to happen. So like, it just goes back to how like they have full faith in Hunter no matter what, and he makes all of the calls.
yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
up to like just one of them. It's up to Hunter, and
Brent, I don't
It-
think that's true. Sorry.
just so good.
So, Brent, I don't think that's true about the mandating how many kills there can be. Because, I mean, episode 3, Crosshair is just
What?
executing people on screen.
I've never
Why?
heard that that's a thing. So
And then
I would say that's a no.
Episode 9.
I mean,
That's right up
So
there with the
many
slave
people-
one thing.
so many people
Yeah.
die.
Right.
It's reaching.
Like-
no, I think it makes sense in the context of the story too. Which is like obviously the
I
Bad Batch are
think
not
it's a
going to
moral. I think
They're
it's a
still
moral.
their
their own brothers. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a moral
Yeah.
based thing. It's
Because
yeah.
there
That's
are
what I figured.
there's plenty of
There's an
death
easy
that
explanation
we've
to it.
seen.
It's clear if you go back that the only times they're using those those lethal firings is when they're backs to the wall and they didn't really have time to prepare
Right.
for it. Because like we always see them,
Exactly.
like the troopers will say, set your blasters before they actually get into an engagement. That's like a whole thing with them. And whether or
Yeah.
not that's because they're difficult to switch into that mode or what, I think that's a fair assumption.
I mean, especially episode 8 is just brutal. There's so much death. People
Yeah.
get cooked alive in that episode.
People
Like-
forget that
Yeah.
like this is the Disney movies are the same ones that gave us a guy getting cut in half very, very openly in Last Jedi with Snoke.
Yeah.
Just
That
think about
was
Clone
not-
Wars.
that was
People
not
don't
light.
give
Clone Wars has some brutal
Disney Star
deaths
Wars the
too.
credit.
Well,
yeah,
you got to
that it
remember that
deserves.
Clone Wars, most of that was before the acquisition, and it is fair
That's
to
true.
say that comparing it directly to Rebels, Rebels is a lot lighter on the violence. And,
Yeah,
it's not a
It
big
isn't.
deal.
It isn't. There's
I'm
some
not
big
saying
violence
it
in
isn't, it
Rebels.
isn't.
No,
Bad
there is.
Batch-
There is some scenes for sure.
There is,
Yeah.
but when you really, there's a lot of misses, a lot of convenient misses and
Yes.
stuff like that. But
That's
Bad Batch
yeah.
seems to be a lot more on the mark. Like we saw a guy get yeeted off a speeder when Fennec was,
True.
was, like,
Yeah.
on the speeder bike. There's definitely more
In
direct
episode
violence
3,
in this
the
show.
elite squad trooper just shoots that guy in the chest, all fully on
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hunter
It's
gets
shot.
shot right in the chest, and
It wasn't even
something
subtle.
that-
Yeah, it was the direct.
Question. What is
Yeah.
the regeneration rate for their healing? Because Hunter got shot less than like a day before this, and he's totally
No,
fine.
there's been time
well, that was
passed.
his
There's been
armor.
time.
You know, I feel like he just got concussed and knocked
Well,
back.
Bact is a hell of
What
a
is he doing?
hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
like the where they got the chips taken out, you could see a scar on Wrecker's head. Tech's hair is fully back.
Yeah,
Hunter
there's
has
been-
no bandage
gross.
anymore. So
I think
like,
there's been,
True.
there's been
But
time.
could you
Victor
imagine
too.
if they all had like kind of not a bald patch on
disgusting-
the side of their
Bald
heads?
I would have liked that. I kind of
That'd
would
be
have liked that. It would have been,
Would've been a
cool
good time.
I think I would have
continuity.
liked that. I get the complaint. I just think for just the style of them, I don't think they'd want to do that.
Aiden brings
Yeah.
up.
I get what you're
We've
saying.
talked about this.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've talked
I
about
love-
this here and there.
I love interrogation
Yes.
droids. They are
So
so
good.
funny.
Oh, yeah.
Because they sit there and they hover, and then they start getting
They kind of
closer.
shot
They're
at the same
like,
too.
time to beep faster. And it's like,
Scary.
why are you beeping
Yeah.
faster?
They
Yeah.
always
Well,
stressed me out.
We
in,
will.
in the Dark
They
Forces
do.
games.
They stress me out so much. They're like,
In
like no.
in the Dark
Blah, blah,
Forces
blah,
games,
blah,
when they zap you, it would make your whole screen go distorted, and it was like, no, I don't want it, because it'd make you try and jump and fall into the pit.
Oh, I remember that.
We know we'll be seeing Star Destroyers because Star Destroyers on the Admiral Rampart box, the Black Series
Uh-huh.
box.
Okay.
Oh
And,
yeah, we
Right,
haven't seen
yeah.
a Rampart in so long.
and I think we get
Been ages.
Stormtrooper armor in episode
Yeah.
14, War Mantle. I think that's the switch. I think that's the
Wow.
moment.
That's gonna
we
be
have
big.
a random new Imperial Captain Bragg.
Whoa, that's what I was going
Today.
to bring
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Captain
Yeah.
Bragg,
She was cool, but like
Levi.
what?
If you remember
She's a hard
Uprising, Commander Bragg from Uprising. He's the
Oh,
leader of the
you
Purge
think they're-
Troopers.
You think they're related? Maybe
I don't know. I think maybe they just
like-
reused the name or something. I don't know.
there's a lot of reuse in names, but it is like 20 years later, so maybe they're related.
Maybe
That'd be
they're
cool.
related. Maybe that's her son.
It's fair.
We'll say that's canon.
We'll say yes,
now.
canon.
There you go.
Heard it here first.
We're
Go
getting
for it.
canon scoops
Good- yeah,
right here on
confirmed.
HoloNet Marauders
here.
Live. HML.
HML.
HTML.
Hummel. Hummel.
Oh.
Hummel.
Really flows right off the tongue, rolls off. The
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you're puking, maybe.
How much
Yeah,
time
so-
do we?
tongue. We'll see
Brent-
Imperial stuff.
Brent brings up the passage of time. How much time do we think's passed, like since episode 1 to now?
Say
Like
about a month.
couple months,
I
month.
think
Month.
a few months.
Say
It's
about
got to
a
be a
month.
few
A
months.
few
To go
months,
back.
really?
Some episodes
Yeah.
seem to be like right after each other, and then some are like.
I mean,
Yeah.
they've done.
Weeks.
They did at least 10 missions in between, like
Ice cold
episodes
scoops.
5 and 6.
I was thinking a little less than a month. I don't know if that's like. Ooh.
Well, we
No,
have to
I'd say a couple
Ooh.
months.
We
I'm
have
a
to
couple
take
months
into
straight.
account
a
the
couple
hair
months,
growth.
really. Okay.
We have to take into account the hair growth. It's there.
Look,
I know
yeah,
it's
seriously.
probably a symptom
Is it
of the
there?
animation, but it has to be addressed, right?
It all lines
I'm,
up.
So-
I'm with Brent. Brent just watched them all back yesterday, I will say.
Maybe I should do that.
And
2
I
to 3
would say,
months.
I
It
think
is-
2 to 3 months is
yeah.
accurate because we know the only gauge of time for sure that we have is the amount of Mantel mix on their tab.
Right.
They did at least
That's a
10
lot of food,
missions. They did at least 10 missions, full missions
Right,
worth of Mantel
right.
mix
That's
in
true.
between 2 episodes.
It's like
that's a lot of time.
I
like
forgot
a
about that
riddle.
time jump. You're
how
right.
much time's
You're right.
passed. Well, we know the Mantel mix in this, so I like it.
You could
I-
use that as one per week.
I only
Yeah.
raised
Yeah.
that a few moments ago because of the whole hair growth coming back so quickly. Because it seemed that the whole
I mean,
removal
before you
of
go
the-
any further, in the episode with Rex, his hair changes multiple times. in
Yeah,
the
it did.
episode.
No,
So
it also
sometimes
changes-
Well, the
it's just
model.
not right.
No, I know. Like,
he's like wearing the backpack and then he's not when he's on the
Yeah.
bridge also because they like
yeah.
there's a few weird like
A lot of
continuity things
inconsistencies.
I've been noticing just like in the show in general. Like someone pointed out to me today that the droid so our G38 she was behind walking away and then the next shot she was behind again not walking away facing the right direction. Like that was in today's episode. And then it's just like
I
a couple
wonder-
like small continuity things. It's just like
Yeah.
whatever.
Rex
Ooh,
is
yeah.
the
Our
worst
team's
thing, where
supposed
his,
to kinda
his
segment
hairline just it keeps popping in and out essentially.
Yeah,
different
no.
shots.
But they keep changing the model because I think he's either wearing that tunic or just has the armor.
I just had to say that because Johnny was
Going
like,
on, Scott.
because Johnny, when the episode came out, was like, "Look at Rex's hairline." And I was like, "Oh yeah, weird." And then I was rewatching it. I was like, "But it's not different. What did I see?"
Yeah.
And then I kept going, and I was like,
It goes back.
What?
Yeah,
I was like,
weird.
"It keeps changing." And I was like, "What
It
the
does.
heck
I don't
is
know why.
happening?" It's
So-
so
I
weird.
think they had the regular Rex model. I think it was what was it when he just had the armor on, it wasn't showing. But then when he had that cloak, I think it was showing. It was something like that. But
Either way,
Wide Rex.
Weird
two
continuity.
to 3 months.
Yeah,
Wide Rex is canon.
Why is he
Rex.
so wide?
He's huge. He was
Those
literally
shoulders.
the Wrecker. It was
Why is
insane.
he
And
so
they-
I love
wide?
those shoulders, those clone shoulders.
He's
I'm
trying
with
to-
Brent.
he's transforming into.
Brent brings
into
up a
Old
good
Rex.
point here.
I can't wait to see Crosshair next.
Yes.
And
Do
I
we
know we
think he's
talked
gonna get a
about
new helmet? Since
Death
Oh,
like
Trooper.
he's all
Death
I
burned up
think-
and stuff.
Death
my
Trooper.
theory
Tries
is
to put it
that
on.
my theory is that what Levi said. I think the first stormtroopers are going to be death troopers, and I think Crosshair is
Yeah.
going to be the first.
Hold
death
on,
trooper.
that's not what I said. I don't.
Well,
No, I think you're saying
Don't
you
tell me
said
that.
It's to go off your
Yeah.
thing, though. That's my theory.
you said the
And I
elite
think it'd be
squad
really cool.
troopers might evolve into death troopers. That's what I think.
That's what
what I think
Aiden's
too.
saying. I think the
Right.
elite squad. Okay, let me break. Project War Mantle. Right. That's what the
Here we go.
project. And it's literally, if you just break it down by what the two words are, it's the mantle. So the responsibility of who is doing the war. Right now, it's clones. The Empire wants to shift the responsibility to recruits. War Mantle. That as simple as that. And so the elite squad troopers are like the first proto stormtroopers. They're recruits. So the episode 14, War Mantle, I think is going to be Rampart and Tarkin being like, all right, time to switcheroo. We're going full recruits, clones, see you later, or we're going to start to phase you out now.
It's like
And-
one thing to notice as well when they're on Raxus, all those soldiers are still clones. Like you
Still
can tell
clones.
just from the
Right.
voices. So like they
Right.
haven't started like
And they-
assimilating them in yet. It's
and
still
they have
just the
that,
one
uh,
Still
squad.
testing
and
it.
they have that stormtrooper model all done
Yeah.
from the end of
They
Clone
have
Wars.
it, yeah. They
spent
have a Vader model, too,
They
but-
spent
Mm.
time and money modeling
Oh,
the
no,
stormtrooper in this
You're
design.
right. I didn't even think of
So-
that.
And you know what?
There it is
They
again.
made them. They're gonna.
and so far, the
Use it
model
for
theory,
just
the
one shot.
model,
but they're
the
gonna
model
use it.
theory has not failed me. Thus
No,
far.
Yeah.
it's a
Model
good theory.
Has not
I
failed me.
introduced it. I want the credit.
All right, Johnny.
Johnny,
Partial-
Follow the models.
partial credit, but the Death Trooper thing is something that Aiden has talked about from the very beginning, which is he thinks that did credit due there that because the armor of Crosshair kind of looks like a Death Trooper, that maybe this program could end up being like the proto Death Troopers. And I don't
Yeah.
know about the elite squad, but I think Crosshair himself, he's got that lanky build. He's all charred up now. Maybe they modify him and he becomes the first Death Trooper, but I don't think War Mantle
So what-
is
I
explicitly
really
What
want
comes of the
Crosshair
elite
Vader
squad
back.
troopers, though? What
They're
are,
just
what are the
stormtroopers.
elite squad?
They're just stormtroopers.
I don't know. I
don't
think
want them to
I think
keep
that
messing
sect would
Crosshair
be.
because I think he's gonna get redeemed.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that sect will be the elite squad trooper and Crosshair. I think that'll be just the start of the Death Troopers, and I think they will just regularly recruit people, and that'll just be the regular stormtroopers that we see.
I think
I don't
what
know.
might happen, just personal theory, is that they
Got mentioned. They should scrape a lot of the paint off.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
Hey, they
Measure
did
how
more
much
work than
time has
Hasbro has
passed.
done.
how much
Yeah.
time has passed? How long
They're
did it
just
take
all
to repaint all
scrubbing.
the armor?
Maybe that's why they're all in a bad mood because they all had to wipe off all their paint. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's-
They're mad. They're like, I took so much time doing this design, and now
Yeah,
they're all
they're
off.
jealous of the bad
Couldn't
batch because they still
appreciate
have
me.
cool armor.
Well, that's what I was actually gonna bring that up. When they were sneaking around Raxus, I was thinking to myself, like, why not just steal some armor? Like, I know Wrecker probably couldn't wear it, but they could probably fit in it, and they all have the same voice.
Yeah.
They could
They're
get
all
away with
different
sneaking
heights.
around very easily.
They're all
What do you mean?
different
Oh,
guys.
for like disguise
Yeah.
themselves?
The only
Oh,
one who
man.
could fit. Actually,
Might
I don't
be
think any of
Hunter.
them- I don't think any of them could fit, except for maybe Hunter. Hunter's the
What do
closest.
you mean? I didn't.
right?
I think Tech could
Tech
fit.
probably
That
could.
could.
Echo
No,
definitely
all the clones are 6 foot, but
boy.
like I can go grab the book.
Oh,
they're
no,
all
no,
like
he's right.
No,
he's right.
no.
they're
They
all
do
like
vary in
they're
size.
all
He
like
is
different
right.
heights. Like
That
it'd be
visual
a
guide.
weird fit.
Do we
He's right.
really trust the visual guide? Because according to that, Hunter is 5'8", and Hunter is definitely
No,
Hunter's-
taller
no,
than Tech
no,
in the
I got-
show.
I got it right
5'11".
behind me. Hold
Hunter's
on.
5'11", excuse me, 5'11". But the thing is, when they're actually
disappointed
standing
now.
next to each other, according to it, Tech is also like taller than him. Tech is not taller than him. He like slouches, but he's
Tech is
definitely
5'11". I mean, sorry, Hunter is 5'11". Crosshair is 6 feet 4 inches. Wrecker
Wrecker
is
is
6
like
foot
6'7".
6, and
Oh,
then
well.
Tech is 6 foot 4 inches.
See,
Why
they
is Tech
wouldn't
that
fit.
tall? It doesn't make sense why Tech is like that tall. So
Yeah,
I wanna
wait,
bring
that's
up
true.
Brent's
I just
comment.
realized, yeah, he's
how
almost
much is he touching?
When do we think that Vader moment happens in the snow? How much after?
Oh, from the end of Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Um,
I think years, honestly.
You think
It
years?
seemed like
Yeah,
a couple years later.
I don't think it's anytime soon.
I probably think years as well. That's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been some time.
Because you gotta think about it. That whole planet like iced over, like snowed over.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Yeah.
know what the weather's like on it. What was the planet called? I can't remember.
I don't
What's the
remember.
deal with the weather? It doesn't have a name, by the way.
It doesn't have a name. Okay.
Climate change.
We only just
Yeah.
recently got the name of that Venator, the Tribunal. So from
Yeah.
this
Scott and
Fancy.
Millie make
Beautiful.
very good points.
Hey, wait.
Levi and his
everybody show
props
their-
and his
As a
books.
tall, lanky nerd
I got
myself,
the book too. I swear I'm somewhat of a book guy.
I just
That
have,
is the newest version of
list.
the Clone Wars visual dictionary. That's what book that is that they're showing. So
It's-
the most
it's
recent release of it.
character guide, the character encyclopedia.
It's
And
a
either
really
way-
cool book. I love it.
Point
Love
being,
Jack, what are you gonna say?
they would not
Oh,
fit in the armor. They wouldn't fit, guys. They wouldn't.
Okay.
Scott C and
Yeah.
Millie made good points that
2.5 years.
That you were a tall, lanky nerd? Because you are.
Hey,
2.5 years
but
for that
that
scene?
wasn't my
It
point.
was uncalled for.
Tall, like as a tall person, I know my band director in high school was like 7 feet tall, and
Jesus.
he was also very slouchy. Like it's something I'm constantly dealing with. Is not slouching all the time, and I think that definitely would make sense if just Tech is just constantly hunched over.
Yeah, I also feel like it
True.
explains why Omega
That's a good
is
touch.
so small. 'Cause they're all
What
so
do you mean?
huge. I don't know. Omega
Oh.
just seems small. But
She's
they're all
a
like,
kid.
Yeah, I mean, she's
And
a
Boba
kid.
was small.
So
She's
what?
a kid.
No. Okay. Well, let me
Boba wasn't the same age as Omega is
let me
now.
put a frame of reference for that. All the clones, the male clones we see at her same age, seem like relative to the 6-foot model, seem higher than she. Like she seems smaller, but it's because all the Bad Batch are just freaking huge.
I'm glad you made
Accelerated
Yeah,
the,
well,
aging.
we haven't.
I'm glad you
seen
made the
her
distinction
next
male
to
clones. By the way, very good.
young
Well, I
clones,
mean, like
because
the
they're
ones
not
of the
anymore.
same age. You know, like the ones that were like identical to her.
Oh,
age.
okay.
But how can you?
And the little guys.
How can you prove that? We've never seen them next to each other, obviously, because they're not.
What do you mean?
You'd have to take a screenshot of Omega next to a clone,
Johnny,
and
what?
take a screenshot of one of the.
It's just the heights.
The
Yeah,
cadets.
That's the
But
cadets.
do you know the heights of the cadets? I don't know what they are.
No. I'm saying.
I
I don't care what the height of the
Comparatively
cadets are.
speaking, we've seen the
With all
cadets
due respect.
next
Yeah,
to
you know what?
clones. They
I'll
look
find
taller
the-
than Omega looks next
go
to.
screen
that.
Got
cap,
it.
draw some red lines, and then cross compare.
I get it.
get-
I get what you're saying.
Get the level
I
app
get what you're
out and
Yeah.
Hey,
I
we
get
called
it.
you a nerd earlier. Let's get that.
Jamie,
going.
I think it's
the popcorn
because they're
sniffing seems
taller.
more justified now, in retrospect.
I'd much rather
Popcorn
talk about
sniffing.
popcorn sniffing than
My,
Popcorn
like,
sniffing
reasoning behind
is
it
my
makes
favorite
sense.
part of this
Look.
entire episode.
me too.
There's two ways. There's my
Wait,
analysis,
Boba
but
is
Echo can't eat it.
4'5". Boba is 4'5" in Clone Wars. How about that, guys?
How old is he? Okay, what are
Oh,
they
so we're
logging?
supposed to
Because he
just trust
changes
that
height.
kind of
He
thing.
grows.
But even then, 4'5", that's funny to me. He's so small.
I have a question. Do we think whenever we see Boba, Kid Boba, obviously, when we see him,
Kid
do you think
Boba.
his armor will be painted green yet, or will it still be the same as Jango's?
Ooh.
Well, if we,
Jango's
if-
helmet is
it
gone,
seems
though.
like the scene that's been deleted from the Cad Bane and Boba fight. He does have the green armor,
Yes,
so I would say
green
yes.
armor.
He has to
Okay,
find a
okay.
new Mandalorian helmet.
And that seems to be
It's,
canon now. So
Just throwing it
it's a
out there.
different helmet, but
I
the
don't
same
know.
armor, right?
Yeah,
Interesting thought.
Jango's gets blown up in season
Yeah.
2.
I think we will see him if we do see him. Which I mean, I would be more shocked if we didn't see him in this show.
Well, if we
I
see
think
him,
he's
it'd be
gonna
weird
great
if we didn't see him.
Yes,
I forgot
that's
that
what
it's
If
a
we
different
see him,
helmet.
it'd be weird if we
This is-
didn't see him.
Because
This is some great insight.
Johnny said, if we see him, we're gonna see him. And I was like, well, it'd be
Did I
weird
say
if
that?
we.
I
It'd be
meant-
weird if we didn't see him if we saw him.
It's very Yogi
Yeah.
Berra kind of cool.
Yep, we're saying the same thing.
Yabba dabba doo.
That's not Yogi there.
Bust the like button, friends. I almost
Did
said
you guys
fellas.
know that Vanamu is
Much appreciated,
4'2"?
Farmboy. What?
Is what?
Who? Meeber Gascon?
Dex?
Oh, let me find Meeber's.
Don't
face.
get me started.
How tall is Newt Gunray?
My favorite Star Wars
It's getting out of
My favorite
hand.
Star Wars character.
But have you
Negative
heard?
6
Wait.
feet.
Oh
Do
wait,
you know
Meeber
anything
Gasman
about
has a
this
page
pilot
on this.
bird?
Oh, no.
Porky,
We're not talking about the pilot birds.
Porky is 5'5". There you go.
Porky?
Small Corky.
Tan Devo is 5
Oh,
foot
Corky.
11.
Obi-Wan's son, Corky.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yo, dude, the
No.
father's 8'2". This guy's.
Meeber is 1 foot 1 inches.
Okay.
Yeah, Corky's. We're just supposed to believe that
checks out.
Corky's the son of this other sister that we've never seen before. How
Yes.
convenient.
Porky
Yeah.
Kenobi.
all of that.
So Brent mentions that the boba armor will probably be green, or will be green. So
I
Yeah,
would have left
I-
the Jedi Order if you had.
I really
said
hope we
word.
see Boba this season.
That was good.
He
That was
has to be in the show.
Thank you.
Just the amount of
Oh,
potential
he'll
he
be-
has for the show,
he'll
and all
be in
just
the
the
show.
connections he has to everybody. It's
No,
just
there's
like,
no way he won't. They've introduced
It's a
his
no-brainer.
sister. He has to meet
It'll
his sister
probably-
now.
It'll probably be like a finale
Oh,
thing.
we talked about this on our show. Do you guys think that Omega? Sorry to kind of deviate from what we're talking about. Do you think Omega would have
What
any
heights?
involvement in the Book of Boba Fett? Do you think
I
there's
would like
potential for
so.
that?
Say that again. I
I
spaced
would
out.
bloody hope so.
Do you think Omega's going to be in the Book of Boba Fett essentially,
No,
Oh.
but that would be cool if she was.
No,
or have a little bit of a role?
No way.
No?
I don't think she's going to be.
I
in
hope
Boba
so.
Fett.
It's more likely that Boba would play a role
I
into
would like
this than
Yeah.
the other way.
I really
Yeah.
like when I eat my words because I say those things all the time. Where I'm like, "There's no way they're going to do this," and
There's
they
no way
always
they're
end
gonna
up
do it.
doing it.
Love
But I
being wrong.
really
I
don't
think
they're going to do
if
it. But I'll eat
Boba's
these
in
words.
this show, it helps the theory that she could be in Book of Boba Fett.
guys.
She's
I
the
got this-
armorer.
I got to Clone Cadet. It says
Not
height.
really.
It says varies.
Oh,
Well, thank you for that vindication.
yeah.
I
thanks.
agree.
This is a sad day.
I agree with this. So anyone indirectly connected with the clones
The cones.
should
The
definitely
cones.
be in the
Okay.
show.
Jack,
I-
though,
I
this
agree
guy,
with
the
that.
Jack,
cones.
Jack's Clone Cadet. He's 4'9".
Damn.
Like as a kid, these guys are
So
like
you're-
6
so you're
feet
just-
tall. So of course
going,
he's gonna
Jamie?
be small. Have you ever
Your
stood
favorite
next to
choice.
a small child? They're small.
No.
Small.
It's just
Jamie,
what
what was your
happened.
thought?
Yeah. What were you saying?
I
What a
don't know.
convenient
No
example.
thoughts in my head right
I
now.
can mute
Just
Levi.
Echo sniffing the
hovering
popcorn.
on
That's
I've
it.
lost the point. I've lost the point of what we're trying to talk about with the height thing.
Me
what are
too.
we even saying?
It's
No,
something that you
idea.
agreed with,
No
but
idea.
we're still talking about it.
Okay.
Talking about why Omega's so small.
Yeah.
Omega.
No, all
like this
I was
one
saying.
here.
No, I was just saying because this all started because somebody said, I don't remember who. Let me set the record straight here. Why couldn't they wear clone armor on Raxus? And I said
Ah.
they're all different heights. They're not going to fit in that armor. And you
Yeah.
guys were like,
Oh.
"Ooh, they will all fit."
I mean,
And I was like,
listen,
correct.
Who
listen,
said
that's
they would all
correct.
fit? Excuse
There's
me,
nothing
I
wrong
definitely
with
did
being
not
a
say
little
that.
poorly filmed
missed that
because,
one.
as we know, you can be a little short for a stormtrooper.
That's
that,
right.
But I don't
So-
know if that's the. but
Someone
Stormtroopers
play
are all
it back and
different
tell us who said it.
sizes. And then I was like, and then
Might
I
have
was
been
like,
me, I don't know.
and then
Roll
what
the
I
clip.
and then what I
said
said was, it makes sense why Omega looks so small because all of the Bad Batch are like freakishly tall. And then people started coming after me that you're like,
I
Omega
didn't-
looks small because she's small, and I was like, I just think they're tall. I just think
I
they're
didn't
big
know what
guys.
was
She's
going
a
on.
child.
She's
A
like, she's big.
child.
This Wrecker's like 6'8".
She's a
huge.
I don't know.
So Vader
I
and
think we're
Maul
thinking
showing up.
too much into it.
Vader
Is
and
it
Maul.
a
I didn't start this, okay?
How
Slam
tall is
dunk.
Vader? Can you
She's
tell me?
finishing.
I can.
Levi, if you mention
Vader-
height one more
Vader's-
time,
Vader
You're getting the
Wars
button.
model is 6'8". I was asked.
he's
Nobody
muted.
asked. Okay.
No, I
okay.
totally
Put the book
asked.
away.
So
and
Vader
I'll
and
unbutton
Maul
you.
potentially showing up in this
Enough.
story.
You're
What do
back.
we think? What do we
Yes.
think?
No.
So
No, I don't think. Maybe Vader. Actually,
Maybe.
probably
Yeah, maybe
Vader. I
Definitely
don't know
Vader.
if Maul is going to show up.
But do you think that isn't that kind of like a repeat of Rebels? Because when is he gonna come in? The end of the end of the last episode, it's gonna be like, oh, Vader's here. So next season, like, how do you think he's gonna play into
That's
it?
true. I'm sick and tired of having Vader chase somebody down,
Yeah,
only for them to
yeah.
like, get away,
I
and then
don't-
Vader be like,
I
"Oh,
love it.
well."
I love it.
You.
Oh,
But at the same
bother.
time, I'm like, oh, do we really want that again and again?
I will have
you know what I mean?
sometime in the next week or so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean
I-
that's Rebels, and he did that in Fallen Order.
Because
too.
once he comes in,
Hey, that was a great sequence.
there's no stopping him. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
My
Yeah,
They're
favorite
not
part
It's definitely
hunting a Jedi.
post-focus.
is how Vader's cape bellows in the space wind. That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
Scott,
I certainly
Scott Brenner on the money.
want it, but I don't know. I just don't know.
You know
I
what?
agree.
We have plenty of Vader content.
It's true.
I don't
We're
need
getting more. We're
I
getting
mean,
more.
we kind of know what he's
That's
up
true.
to at this point anyway, because we have the Darth Vader comics, and
Let him
he's
breathe
just
for a
building his
second.
castle,
Let him breathe.
hanging around
Yeah,
with
sorry,
Tarkin or Momin, all that jazz.
I just had this thought, but- This month they're doing the EA thing, and it's
EA.
heavily implied that EA might talk about Fallen Order 2.
Where is it
They were-
heavily implied? Don't get
The
my
other
hopes
day,
up.
I think it's
Twitter,
the opposite.
buddy. The
Today
other
they were
day,
like, Star Wars is not going to be there.
They keep dangling that Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Well, it
in
might
front
not be
of
at
it, but
that.
It still hasn't been officially.
it might not be at that, but the other day, EA Star Wars tweeted out, "It's a good time to get into Fallen Order 2 or get into Fallen Order again." They may just be talking about the
Next
new
gen
remaster
there
or
are the
something.
next gen
Just would be
things.
dumb.
There's
Yeah.
a PS5.
I think it is
update
though.
or
I think it's
something.
just that because the
What
news
the
as
heck
of
is going on
today,
over here?
the news as of today is that they're not going to talk about Star Wars.
What? Where did you hear that now?
From
I didn't
them,
see the
they
news
said
today.
they said we're only talking about we're talking about where Apex is going, and like there's a super short conference.
Yeah,
so,
they're
like, it's
not-
only 40 minutes. They're like,
You know what
We're
is going to be talked
talking
No
about this weekend, though?
Battlefront, sadly.
Battlefield.
Visions.
Visions tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Visions.
Yeah.
We're
I
going to
need
talk
to
about
see some of
Visions.
Finally.
It's the panel at Anime LA, right? Something like
Anime
that.
Expo. Yeah.
Anime Expo. Yep. And
Will
so
that be
anime.
public?
No,
Probably.
You have to pay $5
No, you have
to
to
get
pay
in.
There's
$5.
gonna be a
Oh.
trailer.
$5?
Okay,
I
well,
don't know if it's going to be public actually.
it'll be up after, and someone will find a way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it'll be.
Finds a way.
Yeah.
Like,
Anime
finds
Expo.
a way.
You think they would just show it and then not release it to the public?
I think that they'll show it. They'll probably
Yeah,
like be
they
like a
do
little
that all the
delay,
time.
and then they'll release it.
They did that with the Dark Ray trailer. Remember that the
Oh, God.
D23 one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out like a full like,
No,
day
I know.
later.
I know they've done it before. I'm just trying to.
I think that I think most notably at the most recent Investor Day, where most of the footage shown was
Yep.
behind closed doors. The
I'll
Obi-Wan,
cry if we don't get the sneak peek at Visions.
the Obi-Wan reel was behind closed doors.
I'm
Yeah.
itching for some visions.
Mm.
I wonder what that reel was. It was just like Obi-Wan being interviewed. Ewan being interviewed.
No, do you want to talk about it? I have all the concept art down. You see like Vader on a
No.
throne. You see, oh, sorry, you don't want to.
Oh, the stuff that came out what in December?
No, we know about Vader on the throne
Yeah.
because Corey came on our thing once and talked about
Damn
Vader's
right.
throne room.
Yeah.
I gave him that. That's from the leaked. It's from the description.
Well, he didn't source. Well, obviously, he didn't source it.
Well, it didn't.
Well, the
Now,
source
The
is
cat's
the
out of the
description.
bag.
The source is the description of the thing that they showed. They showed concept art. It's all been transcribed and like descriptions of it.
So you were the guy.
I gave that to them. Yeah, I found that.
You're the
Yeah.
guy.
Well, my apologies. I didn't know.
Anyway, you see like Anakin and Order 66 and Jedi, and you see the Vader in his like.
Oh yeah, all those
castle.
people drooling for Anakin to slaughter kids. Those.
Yep.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
listen.
I don't understand
Don't.
We're gonna see it.
Are you one of them, Jack?
Yeah, don't knock child murder here. Come on.
Yeah, don't knock
Look,
until you try it.
They're not kids. They're younglings. There's
Oh
a
yeah, I'm sorry.
difference.
There is. I'm sorry.
Levi, what are you trying to tell us?
I forget. I'm trying to tell you that Darth Maul
Levi-
is 5'8" in Clone Wars.
It's just so controversial.
Hold on.
Levi is
which-
a walking controversy.
But he's got spider legs, so he could get wicked tall with those. We don't know.
Yeah,
how
I
tall
actually
got
saw
really
a meme
tall
about
with
this the other day. It was just like,
Extendo.
let me get some extra height once he gets his new like legs.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I mean, they're creepy spider legs, but can you reach the top shelf without getting a chair? I thought not.
Yeah, Anakin gained some height from his prosthetics too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
6'8", baby.
He did. Yeah. That's true.
Compare Echo. Did Echo gain a little height there? Probably not.
He did. He
Lost some
gained
weight,
1
though.
inch. He gained 1
One
inch.
inch.
Echo,
Bad.
Echo
1
did,
inch.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How am I compared
You
to
heard it here
Foot
first.
one.
life-size Kylo Ren?
Lost a
Darth
lot of
Maul
weight,
is
especially
actually,
back here.
6 foot, guys. 6 foot.
Oh god.
So, Bad Batch.
What?
Yeah. How about that? Bad bad.
Solid
See,
ep.
the episode just wasn't that
It was
deep. So
good.
this is what we have to do.
It wasn't.
You didn't like it?
We were saying it last night. No. It was
a
fun.
transition. It was
It's a
a
good
transition
time.
episode.
Yeah, good trend.
Yeah.
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 It works.
Not
With
too much to
pretty
talk
background.
about, but it was good.
Nothing earth shattering. A really great
Yeah.
sequence. I love that. It reminded me of Nick Fury in Winter Soldier when he's
Oh,
trying to
nice.
escape and he's getting cornered and he's just like, all right, I'm just gonna
Yes.
tunnel into the earth.
I do want to call out. I
Those
do want to
tours,
call out the nonsense, fake ATTE fans, because we got great ATTE action not only in the premiere of Bad Batch but also in
Right.
Clone Wars on Siege of Mandalore. So
Give us a Lego.
true.
Lego.
But I don't think it was nothing like what we saw in this episode.
This was like a battlefield.
this was
This was just purely
Battlefront 2
ATTE action,
level
which
fight.
I
It
love.
was definitely-
It was much different.
Literally ATTE action because we saw one ATTE mount another ATTE.
Yes.
Yeah.
the
it
last
was,
time we got something
see
like
that.
that.
Here we have the natural ATTEs in the park.
Yeah.
Oh, someone needs to do that.
Before
Tony,
before
get on
attempting
that.
a mating, we will view his natural
Let
dance.
me check how tall the ATTE.
Well,
By the
cool.
way, I
don't
forgot to
wanna-
mention, I
wanna
thought
answer
that
this
Tech's repair was pretty BS. He's like,
Yeah.
beep, boop, boop,
Yeah,
boop,
how the
boop,
hell did that happen? He was just like, it's
boop,
fixed.
and it's done.
we gotta manually repair. Yeah, he's like, we gotta-
The entire
I
back
gotta
end of
manually
it got
repair
like
it with-
blown
how
off,
do
and he
you-
goes
how do you
down there
know?
and repairs it, and they're walking away, and the oil is just dripping from it still, and it's just like, what is going on? So not
The
to
leg-
add to that conversation, another lens, but
Oh. The leg is just shot up, and he's like, "I'm just gonna use my data pad to fix it."
What
What?
is he doing?
How?
After saying it has to be done manually, I feel like manually and using my data pad to fix something.
There wasn't a
doesn't-
Wi-Fi range you could have used.
Yeah.
I think its Echo was like plugged
Maybe there's a
into
dead
it, and
spot in
Tech's
the
like
cockpit.
plugging away, like connecting to like Echo's like head thing, and
I gotta go rewatch this episode. Those ATTs were
so
hauling ass.
good.
They
They
moving quick.
were. It was great.
They were, yeah.
Dude, they're fast.
Very
They're
fast.
agile.
Very dangerous.
They're reproducing. They're great.
They're
What is
reproducing.
an apple? Empire.
You know, someone asked earlier how tall Nude Gunray was. He's as tall as I am. He's 6'3".
That's
You're
funny.
6'3".
I asked that.
I
Jamie.
don't
I
believe
asked
Yeah,
that.
Levi
Levi's
is
huge.
6'3". I have
Really?
fought
'Cause
him
I'm
on this.
6'1" or
I don't
2.
think he's 6'3".
Yeah, I'm
No, hey,
6'5".
Levi
You guys-
sent me. Levi
guys
sent me a
don't know.
video
It's
of
gonna be
himself
weird.
2 years ago, like ripping his pants.
What?
Remember that?
He ripped his
Yes.
pants.
Oh my God.
He looked
What
like
about it?
he looked like Bigfoot going by. So I believe
I
he's
did.
6'3".
Yeah.
It was a great video.
I'm 5'7", so that's gonna be weird when we meet, Levi.
We'll put it on the
Yeah,
Patreon.
Yeah, we'll
You
put
know,
it out.
I'll send you a photo of me with Darth Vader, and you can throw it up. I look, you know.
Yeah, send that over.
All right. Well.
I just saw Brent mention a show, Lovecraft Country.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I've
never
been
heard of it.
meaning to watch that.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Oh, that sucks. It's not
it's
getting
not.
renewed.
Not getting a season 2.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, well then I guess I'm not gonna watch it.
No, no, no,
Never
you should
mind.
still watch it. You should still watch it.
Does it have like an ending?
Jonathan Majors is stars in it,
Kang.
and he's
Yes,
playing
Kang the Conqueror,
Yeah.
who is not going to be in the end of Loki. I swear.
He will be.
Who else could it be? I don't
Kang
wanna
is
di-
the
I don't wanna
Mephisto
distract
of this
from-
show.
No, that is such a lie. Kang is the Kang of this show.
He's the,
Mephisto was
obvious,
nothing.
he's the obvious choice.
Kang is connected to the
Who
timekeepers anyway. In the
could it
and
comic.
he's confirmed for Quantum Mania, so
Levi, you
take
don't-
away from that movie.
You don't feel like
to
you're
put him in this
6'3",
show.
apparently.
You're
Who
right.
said
You're not
me?
wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm not
Can I-
saying he's a good choice.
I know
but
he
I'm saying
doesn't,
he's
I
an
say that too.
obvious choice.
He is not 6'3".
That measurement
Really?
was noted as 6 inches 3 feet because
That's
That's pretty good.
the
Yeah.
apostrophe's wrong. I'm sorry.
I mean, it doesn't really
We can't
matter
really
which
judge
dir-
Levi's height from sitting
I'm
in a
sending
chair.
really matter
photos.
where you
I'm
put
sending
the
photos to AJ.
numbers.
Okay.
Well,
Just
we
wait.
don't.
Well, it's me in next to Darth Vader, me and the Falcon.
It's
know.
on.
Look,
It's on
Brent,
topic.
Jonathan
there's-
Majors is playing
there's-
Kang.
Photo evidence of like AJ, Jack, and like I like standing near each other. Like I like honest to goodness forget Jack is tall like all the time. Like I'm like it's
How tall are
like,
you,
every
Jack?
single time. And but like
6'1", 6'2".
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
like I'm
I
just
say that like I'm
Man, I
surprised.
am a short king compared
Like
to
I said
everybody.
before,
God
I'm
damn.
6'5", so I'd
It's
be
why you
all
like.
you.
It's why you like
Yeah,
me.
Matt's huge.
There's
I'm-
also
I'm
photo
tall.
evidence of AJ, Matt, and I standing next to each other, but we're not going to talk about that. So
And
It's our
Jamie is
logo.
definitely not the tallest. Definitely not.
How tall is
She
Jamie?
is
8'2".
I don't-
She's 8'2". Yeah.
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 Me too.
and I'm 5'8".
7 foot.
Anywho,
Okay, it's the height of Levi standing on all your books.
No, you
Yeah.
got him.
Yep.
Look,
That's
I
why
believe
he's
it.
always running
He's
around
actually
range.
2 foot, and it's just a stack of
Yeah,
his
2
books.
foot.
Yeah, it would have to be because he has a lot of books.
Yeah.
It's
You
the
got the
trick of the
pictures here?
lens. All right,
No.
he's using a
I
wide
sent
angle
it to you on
lens.
your
It's all.
phone.
Okay, okay.
It's forced
Yeah.
perspective.
These
Everyone ready?
It's the
webcams,
same
you can get
tech
real
they
nice.
used in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Speaking
you
of
can
books,
get
did
real
anybody
nice with
get
these webcams.
their out of print Rising Storm?
It
Scott did.
shipped today. It shipped today.
I just got
Yeah.
Oh,
mine
I need
today.
to
I'm
get my
pumped.
paperback.
what are we?
Oh, that's
Look at
a
that.
poor photo.
Oh,
Look.
this photo
Oh, let me
evidence.
find the same picture of me, because then I'll
Is
be.
that's
Oh,
Levi on the left, right?
me
I
next
guess
to Vader.
this was clearly from the before times because I did not get to take any photos with any face
Before
characters.
times.
You know, look at so there's a lot of layers to this photo. Not only was it horrifying because that guy is huge. Like, look at us. We look just like this. Me and my friend John. We were just so intimidated because you walk in and it's freaking Darth Vader.
You
This
guys
guy-
are like the
I'm kind
internet
of-
bars.
He's massive.
We're kind of normalized to being around Darth Vaders because, most of the Darth Vaders in our area are like the right height for
in
it.
our area.
All right.
Can I just say you've
Darth
mastered
Vader
my
in your
favorite
area.
move of the crotch grab?
Yeah, it's not what I wanted to do. I'll give a.
That's
Yeah,
what I
Matt-
do. I do that
Matt's
in
a
every
pro.
picture instinctively.
Huh?
It's terrible.
It's a bold choice.
Yeah, the crotch grab.
Scott's
Bold move.
Scott's
move.
books on the way. He says.
Dude, it's
I'll
so
go
good.
check out my
And the
Barnes
can-
and Noble because they
The
always
bag
seem to
looks
break
quality,
street
Matt.
It
Looks like a
is
good bag.
incredible quality, but it smells. So you
That's
gotta air it out a
Ooh.
little bit first.
Here, look. Here's another photo. Here's me next to a stormtrooper at Galaxy's Edge, and I'm taller than the stormtrooper.
Oh, I got it. Here's me.
I had
Okay.
to.
Here's me.
I
sass
gotta feel
them
like I
from
gotta
a
I
prove
got it.
distance.
myself.
Found it.
Wait, that's your
No, I don't-
profile picture. Right?
It is. Yeah. What is this? You know, people don't think I'm 6'3". I am 6'3".
I believe
No,
it.
we don't. I mean, I guess we do
You're
now,
not.
but like,
There's no way.
One of our buddies.
Look, I'm taller than the trooper.
Jason,
That's a little short
who's
to be a
Darth-
stormtrooper.
one of our
Yeah, it's a
local
little
Darth
short to
Vader.
be a Levi.
Oh, God.
that's a little short to be Levi.
We just stared each other down for about 30 seconds.
What are you holding? Is it like a cooler?
No, I have a
Shopping
bag.
basket?
That's Kylo Ren.
I see a Black
lightsaber,
Series. Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
Black. That's the Black Series.
What is it?
First
Who
order
is it?
figure.
Yeah, you can see the
Oh.
the lightsaber box.
That's the one set I didn't get. Did you get? You mean the set of the?
Yeah,
First-
set of
the First
Black
Order
Series,
set.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I didn't get. I don't know. Wasn't vibing. with
Oh
it.
gosh.
This has been a lot
I got-
about height. This has been a lot
Here,
about
It's
height.
been
I'm
too
gonna
much about
send-
height.
Oh,
but
you're back.
I'm gonna send the picture.
You
of
guys
me.
did it, okay?
You can show it.
I
don't know. I didn't do
I was
anything.
just laying down. I was just laying down.
Who was talking about height?
I got pushback. I got pushed. I laid it out. I laid it all out, AJ.
It started.
Who's Johnny?
It started with a discussion of whether or not they could fit in the
In armor,
troopers.
and I said
armor.
absolutely not, and I got pushback, and I went no.
I
And
don't even remember who brought it up.
I maintain while they would not look good in it,
They could fit.
they could fit.
Definitely not Echo though, because he has the head thing.
Oh no,
Jimmy Crab.
Echo's not gonna fit for sure.
Okay, I'm back. Because I had to
Plus
share.
he's got his
Oh,
It's
drill
the,
on.
it's the Bad Batch attack
Jamie-
shuttle.
I saw
Guys!
you posted on your story, and I was at Target, and I almost bought one, and I'm like, I don't need to spend the $5 on this. I don't
It's
know.
only $5.
I know, but that's the thing, right?
And like the wings even like go up and everything.
Oh my
Look
god!
at that.
I'm saving my money for the actual Lego set because I want that Lego set.
Look,
bad.
you think I'm not going to
Which
get
one?
the Havoc Marauder Lego set?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's a Bad
My
Batch
budget
attack
doesn't
shuttle to
include-
you,
The Bad Batch
Jamie.
attack shuttle? Yeah, I know,
Jamie,
right?
The Bad
they
Batch
changed
attack
it. The Lego set changes the name in canon.
Look,
and it's not called the
The
Havoc
HoloNet
Marauder.
Marauder. Yeah, it's not HoloNet.
I've
Oh,
been
yeah,
talking
right.
about the fact
Imagine.
that I've been talking about the fact that Lego renamed the Knights of Ren ship the Night Buzzard. So that's the name of the actual ship. They named it the Knights of Ren
It's a
shuttle
shuttle.
in the Lego. The Havoc Marauder, they named it
I love this message by
the Bad Batch.
Oh, you're from the 501st too?
I
Awesome.
read it in
But, like-
Tamara's voice. I don't know why.
In my
Well,
front
that-
fist days.
But anyway,
Stormtrooper.
this was a must buy. It was only $5, and literally before we went
He
into
did not
Target, a
advertise
friend
that the
actually
wings
picked one
fine.
up for me, and then I found one in the store as well. So I was like, well, I got two. I'm gonna keep the other one in a box. But
Oh.
I'm very happy that I have it, and
I
got Omega,
look at
and
that.
everybody has started to arrive. I'm very excited. Everybody,
Yeah,
I
just
just
the
got
other
the
day, I'm
Black
like,
Series record.
Everybody-
Yes. Oh, I'm waiting for mine for a GameStop. You
I
got yours?
won't let myself get any
Mine's
merch
not
unless
gonna
it's something
ship.
I have a costume of.
Yes.
Yes!
Oh,
Good
heck
pose.
yeah.
Wow!
It looks so
Soon
good.
I'm gonna start
Very
making
good
the
figure.
helmets.
I
gotta
swear,
start
I'm not
printing
gonna
them out
get
so
mine
we
until
have the raw
October.
prints.
Yes.
Maybe I'll
love
start
it.
Wrecker. I might start Wrecker next week just to get something going.
Ricka.
Yeah,
Ricka.
Rekka and Echo are still coming here.
You better get
so-
Hunter.
Brent wants to build a model one. Keep us updated
Yes.
if you.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
You do.
please, friend. Do that. That'd be awesome.
Low key, I want to buy the new slave
Low-key?
one because it looks kind of cool. It's like small. I'm like, I could fit that on my.
It's
Yeah.
very small.
But
You
it's
mean
smaller.
Boba Fett starship?
Sure.
Yeah.
No,
Actually,
no.
Boba Fett Starship.
Yeah, well,
I love that no one understands Lego when they made that comic because it's
I
like
know.
guys, they don't give a crap about anything.
no one
they don't.
understands
anything.
not-
marketing 101.
It's
I
not
like
the
the-
first time they've said someone's Starship.
So
Yeah.
the
Right,
whole
they do it for
point is
everything.
They'd rather name it who
They
it
do it,
belongs to than the name of the ship. That's just what it is at the end of the day. Like you're not gonna buy
Anakin
Night
Starfighter.
Buzzard.
They've said that's what they say usually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. They
Yeah.
don't call it the Razor Crest set on the Lego one. I forget what they call it, but it's something
called
else.
Mandalorian.
Thought they called it the
The
Razor
Mandalorian.
Crest.
Mandalorian ship.
No, but it's not called the Razor Crest for a different reason. They got sued. Razor Crest was already trademarked.
Mhm.
I think that's when they probably would call
It's
it
a
the name
new
because
new
it
product
said,
by Gillette.
it said so much. Like just it's the same reason why the Falcon is just called the Falcon. Like they try to do the simplest name for when it's there's nothing there, right? Like Slave
Wait,
One
who
for
did
example.
who did they get sued by?
said
Like
whoever
who-
had Razor Crest trademarked. I don't know exactly,
Oh.
but they had to change it.
That's odd.
Probably some shaving company like
Wait,
Gillette
so
or something.
that That ship
Reportedly
is not
reclaimed
called
the
the
trademark
Razor Crest?
rights to the Razor Crest, allowing the Lego Group to revert it to from the Mandalorian bounty hunter transport.
I'm
to
very
its
mad there
original
isn't
name.
a
Yeah,
Echo
so
does
it's
Buzzard.
that,
Mandalorian.
just, does that just
They've-
go for
they've
Lego,
since
or does that
fixed
go
it.
for like Hasbro and everything too?
Everything.
Everything.
It's a
So there
Mandalorian
there are
bounty
some
So what are they
sets that
gonna
are just
call?
called
What
the
are they gonna
Mandalorian
call the
bounty hunter
TBC
ship.
one? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yes,
I don't know.
yes.
Oh,
am
God.
I the only one who
No.
ordered that?
Yeah, highlight Scott
I-
C. Highlight Scott C, would you please?
Which
So
one?
but before we do
let me
regarding armor, what's the
Yeah.
Azure Angel?
It's Anakin's
That's-
blue starfighter from the 2003
micro-series.
Clone Wars micro series, which I love. I had the toy of. You know what it's called? It's called Anakin Starfighter. I had the Lego. I had the action figure one.
Yeah.
But it's called
There
the
you
Azure
go.
Angel. No one calls it that because no one knows.
Does
It
Anakin
doesn't
call it that?
It doesn't matter. No.
Huh.
Not in the show, no.
I don't remember this at all.
But we all know about the Night Buzzard.
We all know about the Night
Everyone
Buzzard.
loves the Night Buzzard.
This looks like his
I love this
pod
Night
racer
Buzzard.
flag. Do you know I made that the other day? I forgot to tell you that.
That's definitely like his pod racer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I made his pod racer flag because there
That's
doesn't
my
seem to
favorite
be
music
any-
in Star Wars.
Dude, yes. Tattoos
Yeah.
between
The flags
arrival.
are coming out. It's
Yeah,
Followed by
that's
a
great.
large fart.
Oh, what's that?
Moi moi.
Every time I'm listening to that, I'm like, oh, they literally put like the biggest, wettest fart in this masterpiece
see,
in the
I mean,
movie.
I
Why were
thought-
they thinking?
I thought to undercut the tension, it'd be really important to just have some humor. So we thought we'd have Jar Jar react
just
to a
really
fart,
wanted-
and that'd be really
You're
funny.
going from tragic to Jar Jar, then tragic, then back to Jar Jar. It doesn't.
Back to the
It's
hero.
going
a-
from
it's
tragic
a-
to
it's
wet
a real
farts
roller
to-
coaster, and it's like poetry.
I love Odin Feed.
I just gotta say again, definitely watch the
Breakthrough?
behind the scenes of the Phantom Menace. It is so good. It is
So
it
good.
is so good.
You talking about the beginning? Great documentary. Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Is this
it
in
is for kids.
is this in relation to the
True.
farts or the like?
No,
I think
no. He's talking about I think the Azure Angel. We were it's
Okay.
delayed, and he said correct because I named.
He's talking
what
about
it
the
was 'cause-
farts? I don't think so.
No, just
don't
kidding.
think
Just
so.
kidding. Just kidding. He was.
Oh,
talking
it's the
about the
best. It's hilarious.
absolutely
I mean,
was.
farts are
Oh,
great.
he is
Yeah.
talking about the farts.
Farts are
Oh, wait.
universal.
Oh,
Hey, I
right.
laugh at it every time. The Chicago viewing with me, Matt, and Jamie, and
Mhm.
Shelby.
Woo, it was good.
Oh my god, the
Oh, yeah.
legend.
Not
Thought you
knocking it.
roaring. The theater was roaring.
Either way, yeah, I'm still
No, it
mad
was-
that
it was the
General Grievous'
Airbnb.
Starfighter isn't called Soulless One.
Oh.
It is called
Right.
Soulless
The
One.
farts.
If you watched our latest episode,
No, I mean the Lego
The
set
book club?
that-
Oh no, the Rex
The
and Rob
used-
one.
used car salesman.
Podcast.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
mad.
you used ship
Oh.
salesman.
It's a good
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Used ship
I-
salesman.
it is
Go listen.
I-
Else.
I meant that like the Lego set has never been called Soulless One. It's just called General Grievous' Starfighter.
So yeah,
Oh,
like
I was pretending to be
historically-
mad like the Slave One people.
Historically, they
Ah.
don't give a crap, and they'll use whatever the simplest name is because they're
Right.
selling these for kids.
They'd
number
rather
one.
market a character than the name of the ship because if you think about it, Millennium Falcon is a character, but like everything else, you're not really gonna like.
Well,
Here.
also, this is the year of Boba Fett, so it
That's
just makes sense.
that's
for
why I've been
Starship.
doing it. 'cause
You
Boba
gotta
Fett
This
is-
is
slap that name on.
Nintendo.
He's
everything.
becoming increasingly
You're
more
Luigi.
popular.
Yeah.
It's seriously what it is. It's like marketing 101. In the past, Slave One sort of got grandfathered in as a name because it's never once ever said, but Kenner named it that, and so all the toys were called that. But now that Boba Fett is like mainstay on the screen, Mandalorian, War of the Bounty Hunters, Book of Boba Fett, they want to make as much money as possible off of this guy. So they're just gonna call it Boba Fett Starship because it's like that's what you're gonna do. Like it's money. You want money. They don't care.
People will take any opportunity to try and make Disney look like.
Where did
they're
that put?
doing
Is that the new Borg?
it. Fluffy Porg.
New
Yeah,
Borg!
hold on.
Is that a puppet Porg?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh no, it's a shoulder
Oh, it's
Porg.
the shoulder
Oh, it's a
port.
shoulder one.
I got that for Connor. I was kind of. I was
love
like,
it.
I should have gotten one for
Nice.
myself, but my bag was literally to the brim. Oh my god.
No,
it's so
the
cool.
point.
That's usually what
Yeah,
happens.
tell the story about
But
the
the good
names.
news is,
Oh, he's gone.
There you go. He's
Oh,
getting
gosh.
pig.
I'm
I,
getting
I
the
love,
Spoiler.
I love
pig.
how.
You know I'm getting the pig.
Oh, cat.
Oh, I didn't get the little
Yeah.
cat. Oh,
because
that
like
was one of the things.
my kitty unfortunately passed away, but he was
Aw.
a shoulder cat and he loved to hang out here. So I used him when I was in Batu to kind of like mimic having him around, and so now it's like a nice little reminder.
That's
Yeah.
great. I love
Fits right
that.
here.
Jack, does that Lothcat have a name yet?
His name was originally going to be Morty too, but now I've actually decided to call him Ben because I like old man names for cats.
I love
And
it.
I think that's a good Star Wars in canon old man name. So
Perfect.
That's good. Ben.
Perfect.
There's on saying Ben.
That sounds.
that's so
Dude, it's
upsetting.
so good. Don't get one of these. You'll be squeezing it like all day.
It's a stress ball.
Hey.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh gosh. Sorry.
This is getting out of hand.
Now
And
there are
with
two
that,
other
thanks
two.
for watching. Thanks for watching this week. We talked a lot about height.
height and
Okay.
Enjoy your weekend.
animals.
But really,
AJ, I sent you the picture of me in case you wanted to.
You want me to?
compare.
I'll share
The
Johnny. I'll
Build-A-Bear
share
Loath
Johnny.
cat. I have to
I
resist.
want. Okay.
I want the jaw
It's like
wild one,
basically
to
the
be
same
honest.
This is good comparison. I should put this side by side, but I don't know how
Yeah,
to
I
do
don't
that.
know if we can do that.
I don't think you can yet, AJ.
That would be something.
We're still learning how to
Anyways.
use this.
This
I'm still a
one,
Padawan
we can
in
gauge-
StreamYard.
Gauge the height.
See, look at this guy.
Those
Look
puffer
at this
pigs are
tiny
real
guy.
nightmares.
Johnny's
Look at-
about here. Now let me pull up the other
I'm
one.
like-
Look
That's
at this
hilarious.
tiny man.
I
Oh,
gotta judge
the-
it by
Look at this
Alderaan in the
tiny
back
man.
here.
Chin of the helmet. Like
Gonna
that
that.
judge it by Alderaan.
Oh yeah, I can do.
What is
Oh
this?
my god.
What was that?
happened to that figure?
I don't know what
Oh my
that
God.
is.
Oh no!
My apologies.
See, look
I
at
don't
this.
know.
I'm up-
what
I'm
was
up
on
That's
the
a very
eye.
graphic. What happened to that Dengar?
that. What's that Dengar?
Oh, whatever it was. I don't know.
See, look at this. I'm up at the eyes.
Oh yeah, he's way. You're over Alderaan.
There's a lot of noises.
Over
going on.
Alderaan.
I'm over
Yeah.
Alderaan, guys.
Johnny was like this height of your friend here. So that's that.
There's so
Thanks,
many,
Johnny.
so many Star Wars animals going off.
Okay.
Levi,
Does anyone have
I
anything
can't.
left
Holy
I
to say
can't
about
with
the
the
Bad Batch?
puffer.
This
What-
is
what do-
awful. Oh my
anything
god!
left? Anything left?
No.
Where do we think they're gonna go next week? Really
I'm
quick.
gonna go sniff some popcorn after this. That's what I'm gonna
Did somebody say
I
snip?
might.
do. no.
Oh God. Okay. This
Oh,
is it.
that noise.
It
Amy, I'll
sounds
answer
like a
your
really
question.
upset stomach.
I know.
Levi,
I'll,
go.
I'll answer Jamie's question. I'll respond to the host. So 2 weeks from now is Rescue on Ryloth. So next week they got their debts paid to Sid. They're gonna get taken out of the galaxy. You know, they got to go from Ord Mantell. It's like Gorell in season 2 of Rebels. They can't stay in one place too long. Can't be
Right.
doing that. So they
course.
leave. They're out in the
Crazy.
galaxy. They got to make a deal with someone shady. I think they're trying to go find Rex because that seed has been planted in their heads that they're soldiers. You know, they need to be fighting with Rex. We got to see Rex's rebellion and how it goes wrong, so he can be all jaded and old and rebels. And then we're gonna get a 2-part arc with Devil's Deal and Ryloth. Then we get Infested, which is another transition episode. Then we start War Mantle, which is the beginning of the final arc of the show. So I don't know. They leave Ord Mantell and they're going on their way, and they have to make a deal, and then Ryloth.
Wow.
A deal with
It's gonna be a bottle episode. Just all in this Marauder. Gonk's gonna go
I
crazy.
love when
and get
Levi
locked-
goes
get
on
him
his
locked in.
prediction rant there.
I think that's Infested. I think Infested will be a bottle episode.
Yeah, I think that's
That'd
With
be
the
a
name
good-
like
yeah.
infested, it's got to be
Yeah, it's
something
gotta be
small,
good.
like contained.
Yeah. every Clone Wars episode with that kind of name usually was a bottle episode. Like
Invested.
the,
Let me,
Infested,
Infested.
not
let me tell you
infested.
about 6'9" Dr. Nuvo Vindi. My
I'm
favorite.
done.
one of my-
Thank you guys so much for
How tall-
listening
how
and
tall was
watching
Dex?
the Holonet Marauders live HML. Thank you,
Oh,
all new
what do you
nerds. This
All new Marauders.
Are you actually logging
all
off?
new Marauders HML. See you, everybody.